Good day, good people. Once again, you've got the grumpy old nerds in your ear. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. We've been on a little bit of our summer hiatus. Now we're back, refreshed, and ready to go. Thank goodness there's nothing in this news cycle to talk about. So, as always, as always, I'm Uncle John, your elder who knows too damn much about movies, TV, comic books, and all kind of stuff like that. And along with me, I bring my friends. Up top is Uncle Percy. Hi, Uncle Percy.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, and Uncle Percy's got some new equipment. Ooh, tingles down my spine. And underneath him is Auntie Nicole. Hi, Auntie Nicole.
Hello, everyone. How's you doing?
What was that? A sound effect, Percy?
Yes, it was.
What was that? Crows?
Why I got crows? Why I get crows?
I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Clearly you hit the wrong button.
Gosh.
And at the bottom where she belongs is Cuzzin Amayou. Hi, Cuzzin Amayou. How are you?
I'm a bottom? What? That's weird. Hi. Welcome back. We missed you guys.
Yes. We are happy to be back. It's football season, so I know this is our answer to counter programming. We know that some of you could be watching the football game, but hey, come spend some time with us. And also our very special guest today, all the way from Freestyle Comics, we have Uncle Mike Watson.
What's up, everybody?
As Rod comes and interrupts the whole man, it was just perfect, and then here comes Rod, and also Uncle
Hey,
Rod.
man.
Hi, Uncle Rod.
That's what I do, baby. Mike, what's up, baby?
What's up?
What's going on?
So it's been a while, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But let's first kick it off by talking about Uncle Mike and his creation. I have the cover to issue number 1 behind me, Hot Shot, Freestyle Comics. So Uncle Mike, I am a fan of Hot Shot, the comic, right?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, sir, because I could easily talk about other independent artists, but I think you are onto something really good with Hot Shot. What was your inspiration for bringing Hot Shot to life, quote unquote?
Oh, my inspiration for bringing Hot Shot was my own personal depression. I've always wanted to make comic books, so I've always been drawing them. But my story really didn't have any focus or direction on where I wanted to go with the character until I hit a very sad point in my life at college and trying to deal with, failure of love and relationships and watching, Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 2 or 1 was out and was like, why does Mary Jane always get back with Peter? Like, where's the story at? I mean, now they don't.
Wow.
Currently in comic books.
Hey, listen, man. Watching Spider-Man is not the thing to watch when you are depressed.
Yeah, right. And then I threw on Superman, and Lois gets back with Clark all the time. It's like, why don't they ever tell a story about like when they don't get back together? Like, how do these people work around that? How do they move their lives forward? Luckily, I met the crew of people that I work with, specifically my brother Victor, who wrote the first 6 issues and plotted that out for us, and that's kind of been the crux of the story for Hot Shot is how is he dealing with this breakup and trying to move forward with his heroic life.
Okay, cool. So what I like most about Hot Shot is it takes the kind of aura of the whole Peter Parker Spider-Man type thing and gives it that the first word that popped into my head was urban. Let's get rid of that. And gives it the Black perspective. And I enjoy the fact that Hot Shot is like a hero on his own terms, and I dig the stories that you're weaving. There was the storyline, I believe it was abuse.
Yes.
And that kind of resonated with me as well. Is that like a personal issue for you, or is that something that you were just looking to expand on the character?
Both. Wanted to expand the character. We're trying to find ways to humble Hot Shot and slow his growth. As we make these books, and obviously I'm fans of other content and media and stuff that I read and watch. I noticed that Hot Shot was getting too comfortable with his powers too fast, and I needed to find a way to bring him back in and rein that control and pace it better. But when the story that came to my head as a way to do it is a situation that involved my mom and us growing up and her going through what she went through, and I had to talk with her about it and my sister to make sure it was okay that they were all right that I told this story or whatnot, which they were fine with, and we decided to use it as a crux for what is holding Hotshot's powers back and giving him a lot of doubt into why he is even a superhero if he couldn't protect his mom back when he was a kid.
And that's a very like Peter Parker thing, I know he wasn't the first to go through it in the comics, but that's a very quote unquote Marvel type way of going about storytelling, making sure that you address the trauma in a character's past as well and how that affects them as a superhero. I really dug that. I'm becoming depressed now talking about this, so we're going to go on to something else. So so when you all created this freestyle universe, how far along did you get in terms of like interweaving these characters together? There was another series. Well, I only got one issue. It was like a police precinct with superpowered individuals.
I believe you're talking about Green Zone.
Yes. Green Zone. That's the one I was talking about. And you've also got a fantasy series out too.
Yes, Emerald Quest.
Yes.
We're up to 14 titles right now. Just a little bit over 50 different comic books in our 100-issue story arc that we're doing. A lot of this stuff started to fall into place and start getting developed like fairly recently. I'd say in the last 5 to 8 years. Again, everyone that is at Freestyle Comics, writers, our editor-in-chief, our executive producer and stuff like that, we all love comic books. We all love anime and things like that. So we're constantly influenced by that and looking at these stories that these characters are going through and, trying to figure out how we can pull on the heartstrings and how can we have these epic moments with, grand scale fighting and things like that. But, not just punching things to punch, but actually having something behind it. So a lot of our plans have changed a lot. And as we brought on other people with their own titles and stuff and started to weave them into our story, one of the things that Danny's the editor-in-chief at FSK, what we realized is we can't come out with Hotshot or Vigilance or 5-star every single month. We can't come out with a book every single month. So we're more like coming out with a book every 3 or 4 months. But that book needs to become our feature. That's the next chapter in the 100-issue story arc. And shout out to a buddy of mine, Mason, who kind of was making fun of us, but also made a pretty valid point that stung at the time. How do you have 100 issues planned of Hotshot when you guys are only like on issue 6 and it's taking you 10 years to do that? So how are you going to make that happen? And I told him to shut up. And then
proper response.
But once you get past the sting of the comment, he was only trying to help. And you actually sit down and think about it. Like, he's right. It has taken us a while to come up with what we have. When I was with Legacy Riders Publication, and Danny and I really had to sit down and map and look at things and figure out, like, all right, let's make each book we come out with is the next chapter in our story arc. Let's make this story arc 100-chapter story arc amongst all the books that we bring in. And we have 3 major crossovers planned in this story arc. So there's a small, a medium, and a large scale. Basically, we have a universal one that will end that entire story arc. We have a continental one, and then we have a world one crossover event working for all of those. And as we add characters or we add stories, everything that we're doing is leading to these events that are happening now. And, we're leaving the breadcrumbs, looking at how we are writing these characters and handling our superhero verse and stuff like that. I mean, we're not perfect, but we're never happy where we're at. So we're always trying to improve with every single issue that we do.
Yeah. I appreciate the fact that on the covers, you number each one, and I was like, oh snap. So when it makes sense now when you say that you come out with a book every 3 or 4 months, that each book is that particular chapter of the overarching story, and you're not just numbering the books per se, but you're numbering the entire book in terms of chapters, like chapter 1, chapter 2. Hotshot may be this chapter, and then 5 stars is this chapter, and Vigilance is the next chapter. I wanted to ask you about Heroes International,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm assuming that's your that's your Justice League of this particular universe. Where do you see that, and how is it? You know, it's easy to say, yeah, this is the Justice League or this is the Avengers of this particular universe, but what makes this particular series different from those titles?
Because they're trash. we
Okay.
It is a
Okay.
team that was formed in urgency and out of necessity as the original Heroes International team disappeared in the Zero event. The government and the world leaders had to hurry up and form another team to quickly replace them. And you got a bunch of rookies and upstarts that weren't really ready for the role, and a leader who doesn't want to be the leader leading this team. And we put you in a situation where you have to read this book and see how this team become, or if this team becomes the Justice League, Avengers of our world. We obviously have their arc written out and we're trying to build up those pieces. But they go through a lot of hardships before they can, really gel as a team in these first 3 issues. And now that we have those first 3 issues established, now it's about really building them up and building their connections and getting to know the characters more, which is something that's very hard to do when you come out with a book every 3 or 4 months. A different one is that we want to be able to focus on each one of these characters, which is why we have what we like to call soft crossovers, where you'll see characters pop up randomly in other issues because they're in the same world. They're going to interact. They're going to engage. It's not anything that we need to announce and say, "Oh, a human in this issue." Da 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 da. No, you just open up the book and you read it, and then Human comes into the room. And you're like, "Oh shoot, that's cool. What's Human doing here?"
Yeah.
And just like we had Nimbus and Titan. And Ironsmith and 5-star, the 3rd issue, which is or 2nd issue, which we got a lot of praise for that issue. Danny and Tony worked very hard in incorporating the Freestyle Comics world into 5-star, and we've had a lot of good time with it. And that led to 5-star being in Hotshot number 11 and mouthing off to Hotshot. And so just these software interactions that we're having helps build our world up for the upcoming things.
Nice. Now, you mentioned earlier that you have this 100-issue plan, but as artists come in and different creators come in and you are on this journey, that it changes a little bit. How much has it changed your original vision where you are now? And how much of a not percentage, but what of the original idea is still left on the table?
The main core idea behind everything is still there. Like I know who our end game villain is going to be. Our Thanos, I already know who that is. That character is currently, nobody else knows who it is. Well, Danny and Veronica knows who it is, but and Brian J. Lambert, he does too. But the main core idea behind everything is still there. But as far as how we had, like I had Hotshot plotted for 100 issues. I'd say about 70% of that got scrapped.
See, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
How you have an idea where you want to go. Like, how much do you change, or how much do you feel like, when something goes in a certain direction and you're like, all right, no, I don't want to do that anymore. This is what I want. Like, how often does that happen?
I'd say once I started being published by Short Fuse Media Group, that's when, and they had a ton of awesome creatives there. So that's when like a lot of ideas or just inspiration from other creators and checking out their books and going to shows with them really inspired us to really put our feet down and start mapping out the story. And I reached out to Robert Jeffrey, and he wrote issue 24 of Hotshot. So like that's already done. Like that's my carrot on a stick. That's my light at the end of the tunnel. I have to get my books to that issue because it's already written and it introduces our version, not our version of Magneto, but a Magneto-like villain that's going to be our first crossover, which is our first world cataclysmic event that'll cross over into all of our books. So then if we know that that's our goal and that's where we're going, now I'm looking at the other writers and creators in their books. I'm like, all right, so where are you trying to take, tell me, for instance, where are you trying to take 5-star? All right, that's great. Can 5-star meet us here? We need this bit and we need that bit to happen in 5-star. Is there a way for us to work that in? And Tony be like, Tony normally can work things in. He'll be like, no, I can't get that to work because I'm trying to do this. And we're like, all right, cool. So if you're doing this, maybe if we bring this over here, it's just fitting these pieces together where we can. After the story that you just read, we're getting ready to go into the Gauntlet with Hotshot, which is issues 14 through 23. He'll basically be fighting a new villain every single issue, and every single one of those issues is written by a different writer, and it's a brand new villain in every single issue. So I gave them their villain and let them start writing, and then we talked about the villain, what they were writing, and then as they got their scripts done, or the rough of their scripts done, we kind of always have a inventory of 4 to 6 pages that we just kind of leave open, and then I use those pages to kind of fill in the gaps because we made a mistake with issue 7 and 8 of Hotshot. Wow. Don't get me wrong; they're very good issues. I enjoy those issues. Gary Kelly wrote the hell out of those issues. But I failed as an editor in that role, and I got sucked up into my own fandom too much because Carrie was writing this. I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" And I didn't have my editor hat on like I should have, because if you read all those books together, they don't feel like an entire series. 0 through 6 feels completely different from 7 to 8, which is why I needed to stop and start figuring out ways to slow Hotshot's progress down. And that's when I took over writing. It wasn't nothing against Carrie, but I wasn't going to ask Carrie to rewrite something when he already wrote it, and I'm the one that dropped the ball on. That's not his fault. That's my fault. So I'm the one that needs to fix that. So this time when we brought more writers in, seeing how we have so many, I wanted to make sure that in our writing room that we're leaving room for the connections and the breadcrumb pieces that we've been building up within the Hotshot series, and finding different ways for them to interact and engage with each one of their issues, it's really cool. Because the writers that I'm working with, they come up with these really great ideas, and it's like, boom, I feed off of that, and I'm like, all right, I can string this here, and then Kayla is doing this one over here, Ted Sakura is doing this over here, and like I'm just weaving the board behind the scene with all the pieces that they're making.
Wow. Okay. So I talk a lot, so I'm going to I'm going to ask any of my co-hosts if they want to talk and ask you any particular question.
Got a little cut off there, but that's okay. Do you have any like really cool podcasts that you do?
No, we don't care about those. Go ahead, Mike. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Well, I do a podcast called Chat and Draw, and I have this really cool co-host, Amayou. She comes on there from time to time, but we also interview other
cheating on
creators.
us.
Hey. We are in a polyamorous podcast.
Yeah, it's a poly podcast.
We're poly.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I didn't know. Thank you for telling me.
But yeah, just interviewing creators while I draw stuff. Oh my god!
Lordy be help us. See, this is why. Anyway. Also, do you have a Kickstarter right now that we're promoting, or no?
We do not have a Kickstarter right now. What we are promoting is that the newest issue of Hotshot is available on the website, fsknow.com. You can go purchase that right now. If you're a trade person, we have volume 1, 2, and 3 of Hotshot available as well. And we have the first trade of Vigilance available on the website, plus some merch, and we got some nice little t-shirts and stuff you can get off of our website as well at fsknow.com.
Okay, thank you. I'll let someone else speak now.
So when you're putting together the trades, like, does it feel like I'm missing anything? Because I know that you're saying that all of these stories weave together into something. Like, if I just collect Hotshot, am I missing something if I'm not getting Vigilance, or am I missing something if I'm not getting 5-star?
You may miss something with Vigilance because we did 2 versions of it. She does have a crossover with Hotshot. In the collector's version of Vigilance's trade, we included that crossover in it, so it puts the book over 200 pages or whatnot. But I would say for the most part, no. We try to make the stories, self-contained in the books. The connections and the soft crossovers and things like that that make you ask questions or want to go over here is for the fanatics. But if you're just like, all I want to read is Hotshot and that's it, then you're copacetic.
Okay. So your creative process, and I keep going back to this because as an independent, it's got to be like with Marvel. They have the Marvel way of how they create comics. Something that Stan Lee and I don't know if Jack Kirby was in on this, but that he created where I believe that they and correct me if I'm wrong. Was it that they just gave the ideas to the artist and the artist drew the pictures and then the writer came along and filled it out after the art was done? Yeah. So which is bananas to me, by the way. But because I don't see how there's a cohesion between the two. If you just go draw something and I'll write a story around it. Your creative process, what is that like? And like, does it take 3 months to come up with the ideas and get them down, or is it monetary? The reason why it takes so long?
It's monetary the reason it takes so long. Making sure you have the funds and stuff to get it. Whether we're doing like trying to do a Kickstarter and things like that, and plus, everybody doesn't do this full time. People do it part time. Some people do it sometimes. People have full time jobs and things like that, and families. So life's, and that creates hiccups, and you got to be flexible and things like that when you're making these books. But the ideas don't take long for us. Danny actually came to my publishing class to talk about lettering and stuff and talk about our process of working. And me and Danny have been working together so long, so I can write a script, and the script can be loose with the pages, what's being said on the page, because I have in my head an idea of what I want said, but I know it's not going to be worked out all the way. But I know what I want the character, what emotion is being felt, and what's being delivered here. But like I'll get detailed on the parts where I know like I need this part to be detailed and specific because this is going to lead to something else down the line. He's got to say this here at this point. And I just, I write out the script, and once the script is written out, I do the thumbnails, and then me and Danny will go over the thumbnails and the script, and then I just start drawing from that point. Danny will give me feedback on what he thinks needs to be what needs to be added in, or if he thinks something works, it doesn't work, and we'll work that out. But while we're doing that, I'm doing the layouts for the book, and then going straight from the layouts to the pencils. Once I have the pencils done, then I'm taking more consideration into what exactly the characters are saying, or what the exact dialogue is, or if I can't fill it out, we toss around ideas, or Danny can fill in those gaps sometimes for me. Like on issue 13, he got a co-writing credit on that one because we did a lot of back and forth and tagging pages where I would work on certain pages and Danny would work on certain pages based off of the notes that I had. But then like he'd fill in some of those gaps, and then we would go back and forth and get the wording right down on them. But the process with the Gauntlet writers has been really, really incredible. Because we got Danny J. Quick, we got Morgan Iverson, we got Ted
Danny J.
Sikora.
Quick. Okay.
We got, oh my goodness, we had a lot of writers. We got Lloyd on there, and Kayla, and just going back and forth and working with them on their scripts, on their stories, and their characters, and like they're bringing so much. Like Kayla did this amazing thing with the character, and the character being Haitian, and the background with her sister and stuff like that. But it's so. This is probably the largest group of writers that I work with, and my apologies. And God, she's gonna keep my surname wrong, Carla. And I don't know why I got that mixed up. Carla's one of the main characters in the book, but her going to the Haitian background to add to this character. She had a twin who died in the explosion in issue 10, and she is, she holds Hotshot responsible for that. And when Hotshot phases her, it's kind of like what she is doing. She's punishing people that hurt people, and Hotshot has this thing where, well, his mom went through that, and he punished somebody who hurt somebody. So who is he to judge her? So like trying to come up with these. Everything can't be punched in the face, for a resolution, or there is some gray area and things like that. Okay.
So Mike, I could talk about this stuff like all day, as you can see. And super producer Mel is super. What'd you say?
I got a question real quick.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I know we talked about a little bit about your background, Mike, in college. Were you classically trained artist, or were you pretty much self-taught? Or was it mixed?
So the one good thing that my father actually did do was give me the talent of drawing. And then I went to the Cleveland School of Art to really learn about how to do figure drawing, how to draw houses, perspective, the paint, and things like that. And then going to CCAD and graduating from there. So I had a lot of training, school wise and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Is that it, Rod? I want to make, because Mel is sending us signals like we missed a break, and I'm like, okay, I know. Shut up. Leave me alone. We're having a good time. But one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, Mike, is because as one independent artist to another, I wanted to talk about an independent YouTube sitcom that's out right now called The Comic Shop. And 2 episodes have been out. I know I've seen them. Has anybody else on the panel seen this show?
Absolutely.
I have not seen it yet. As I just said earlier,
shit, Mike, you've been writing and drawing and
you've
shit.
been busy,
You
bro.
ain't,
We understand.
you ain't doing nothing.
You making the stuff that needs to be sold in the store. So
right, exactly. Oh, snap. That's right. Symmetry. So we need to get some freestyle comics in that show. But okay, so The Comic Shop is created by Cheyenne Uwulu. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. And it is about a Black woman who owns a small comic shop in LA. And it's been a long journey. She did a Kickstarter, and she's got quality, like for real, camera work and directors and writers, and she is a small independent comedy. And I wanted to get our opinion on this particular show because this show was made for us. This is our shit right here, right? Yes. So
absolutely.
Right. So Rod, give it to me. Pause. What do you
I was about to say pause. We'll talk about it.
Let's talk about The Comic Shop, Rod.
All right. Well, first off, I've been kind of seeing her as an online presence since the pandemic, and I've been following her on X. And she's really, really funny, and she's really, really informative. Now, in terms of The Comic Shop is pretty much everything you would think about in terms of a small business, in terms of a comic shop. Like all of the stereotypes you would, her employees are pretty much stereotypes, but there are twists on them so that they're not all stereotypical. And so I thought that was pretty cool.
So
the whole thing about, opening a business and being a small business owner, and she talks about her background, and because she's African, and the African family background is you need to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or something like that, and so she's none of those. And her mom gets on her about it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But one of the main things I liked about it was that people who do these things or people who love these things are not seen as weird or like other. You know what I mean? They're pretty much part of mainstream society, and that's how it is now. Back when we were younger, that was definitely not the case. Mm-hmm. Especially being Black. If you like comics and you like anime, and I'm talking about like not the anime now that we can grab at any point or stream. Right. I'm talking about grainy VHS recordings where maybe if you was lucky, you got a dub, but for the most part, it was subtitled, and it was subtitled incorrectly, so people were talking crazy. That kind of anime. That's what I'm talking about. So, and people will look at you like you were like you had something. So, it's different now. It's very, very different now, and I think that she kind of gives us our props. I guess some of the people who kind of were the pioneers of this, or the early people in that. So I like it.
Absolutely. Amayou, did you say that you've seen it as well?
Yes, I've seen both episodes, and I set a reminder for the next episode, which comes out tomorrow.
Oh, well, you special. Okay.
That's progress for her, man. She's all in.
Right.
Well, I'm always supporting Black women. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. But so a couple of things. Her voice just reminds me so much of Issa Rae's, and I'm sure she gets those comments all the time.
She cites Issa Rae as her inspiration.
Exactly, and either you can tell, or they might be cousins, and maybe one of them don't know it. I don't know, but they definitely you can definitely hear and see the influence in the show. I feel like the best part of the show is the supporting characters. Like, no shade to Cheyenne, she's amazing, but I really love the supporting characters. I love the girl who's a fashionista, even though she works at the comic shop.
Oh, that's you all day long.
Yes, and well, you know,
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
well, I like the guy. That's actually the co-owner of the shop. I can't think of his name right now, but he's got locks. I like his eccentricities. You know, Rat City chick, Rack City chick. Like, I love it.
he's a big time screw up, but he's cool.
Right. And and that's how it be. Like, you know, so you got somebody that's loyal. They not always gonna do everything right, but they loyal. They're gonna be there. You know, I love that. And yeah, I'm excited to see where it's gonna go, because it's, I don't know, like I want to see where it's gonna go, because I want a little bit more from it. I don't know if it's because it's so short that I feel like I'm not getting enough, but I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. So we're gonna see tomorrow in the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Percy,
think it's still trying to find their bearings, or you know, find their footing, so to speak. But I'm cool with what's going on so far.
Yeah, same.
yeah. Percy, you get a chance to check it out?
Not yet.
Okay. And Nicole says she can't find it.
I was having the
In
hardest
true
time.
in true grumpy old nerd fashion. I'm trying to look up the comic shop
I'm
on the
trying to
YouTube and I
find
can't
the
find it.
daggone thing, and I couldn't find it.
She
So
said
we gonna,
daggone.
we gonna try it again tonight.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to be real honest about this.
That's
So
Do you
my opinion of the first two episodes, I love the fact that this was made for us, right? Cheyenne is a wonderful creative. You know what's coming. Cheyenne is a creative, and I love her energy and I love her personality. Her coworkers, you know, it's giving you like Modern Family, Abbott Elementary vibes. It's done in that mockumentary style.
Yeah.
Rod, come on, man.
I'm here for it. I'm ready.
I'm trying. But for me, it's just not that funny. I was amused. I smiled. I recognized a lot of what was going on. I enjoyed the premise. I enjoyed the characters. I want it to be great. But and as one of you just said, it's just starting. So I'm not excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not expecting to fall over in my chair and laughter, slap my knee type shit. But it just wasn't that funny to me. It was a curiosity.
The crows are circling.
The crow
Yeah,
sounds.
crows are circling already. It's a dead body. Damn.
But the next episode comes out tomorrow. I'm excited for it. I actually contributed to the Kickstarter. I didn't see my name in the credits, but that's okay. I'm not down on it, but I want it to go someplace different, because right now it seems very ritualistic, if that's the right word. It seems very vanilla.
By the numbers.
Yeah. And I want it to be, I don't want it to be Atlanta Bizarre, the TV show Atlanta. I'm not looking for it to be bizarre like that. I just want it to be somewhere, because it's so much like it, I want it to be somewhere close to Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary tickles the hell out of me, to be very honest. And
that's because you work at school.
yes, that's because okay, so
that's
saying that, because I've spent a fair amount of time in comic book shops, I don't get the whole hilarity of it. It's familiar. It's like eating a bowl of chicken soup. Do I need it? Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah, come on.
It's you don't see a lot of customers in the store.
Okay, maybe that's it.
That's what it is. You haven't seen a whole lot of customer interaction. So far,
Okay.
you've seen the people who work in there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first episode, you had people out. I don't want to spoil too much, but there are people outside the store.
It's out. We spoil stuff over here. So
But nah, I'm not gonna. You know me. I don't. But
yeah, Rod doesn't like to spoil shit. I will. So there's a line outside the shop because they're waiting to come in, because there's a personality coming into the shop, and Cheyenne makes it a point to go out and interact with the people in line. And it's very by the book numbers. There's the nice one, there's the crazy one, there's the one who's
the emo one.
right. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then the next episode was about her mom coming to the shop and a rat being in the store. Now, I appreciated the fact that she's trying to expand the world of the shop and her world in particular as a character. The rat thing, it would be great if Sheldon walked in. Oh, but you know, that second episode, there's a cameo by Mark Bernardine.
Mark Bernardin. Yep.
Bernardin. I'm sorry. Bernardine Bernardin. Made up tomorrow. Which I thought was pretty cool. And I've also heard Kevin Smith say that he's seen some of the episodes and he found it hilarious and he would like to guest star in the second season, which is great. But I recognize that it's new and it is starting, and I'm looking for hilarity to ensue later on. So I'll watch it. I'll support. But
also, real quick,
come on.
Ray Comics, Ray Media founder, TJ Sterling also did art for the first episode.
Okay. And the rap group Flyana Boss does the theme.
Oh, I like them.
Yeah. So I knew you would. Oh, and I have to say this about that character that's Amayou, essentially. She's way over the top. And I have a hard time digesting all that. But
why would she not be? I mean,
all righty. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's
the show's filmed where? In Atlanta or where?
LA. Filmed in LA.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
We don't have a grumpy old nerds in LA. So.
No.
I think it's based on a real black-owned comic shop in Cali, in LA.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So that.
Next week when we have Tony on, I would love to get his interpretation of this because I know he'll pick it the hell apart.
And we'll have a third episode too. So.
And we'll have a third episode as well. So
and I can find it this time.
Yep, I got you.
You know what, Nicole? I was trying to leave you alone, baby, but you're gonna bring it up. Somebody send her a link, please. Now, when they send the link, Nicole, all you got to do is click on it, and it'll take you straight to
that pointy thing on that.
Yeah, that's right. The pointy thing.
Lord help us.
So yes, the comic shop. New episodes come out on Fridays on YouTube. Please check it out and support. Especially if you're an old black nerd, it's like it's not comedy gold, but it's getting there. How's that?
It's worth seeing.
It's worth seeing. Yes. I'm trying to be gentle.
It's free. Only
for free. Yeah, right. Well, not for me because I gave her money. But anyway,
I think I did too. Now you mention it.
Right. So you'd better. They list the contributors on the end credits. So please look for your name because I didn't see mine. So from an independent comic to an independent show to a big mega fucking conglomerate comic event. DragonCon was a couple of weekends ago, and I had the pleasure of volunteering for the first time. My old black ass volunteered at DragonCon for the first time. Contributors of $500 or more. Yeah, I ain't giving them $500, so yeah, I guess
exactly. That's why your name
ain't gonna be on it. But anyway, so DragonCon was this past weekend, and of course, it is the event for nerds and non-nerds alike. I had the distinct honor of volunteering at badge pickup, which I will never do again because that shit That shit wore me the fuck out.
Oh, it was Saturday. That's why.
I did it Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Oh man.
right.
Okay. Working hard.
Say it again.
So you was working, huh?
Yo, they worked the fuck. I worked harder there than at the job that pays me.
I know Saturday was no joke. Saturday was no joke.
My experience was I got there at like 8 o'clock, and they let the crowds in, and they tried to train me on handing out the badges and making sure people paid. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. So they I became a line wrangler. So first of all, these lines extended
yelling
out.
And pointing.
These lines extended out around the block.
Job, definitely.
And when you got in the hotel, they, like at the airport where the line snake, they had one line snake, and then you went through another hallway and it snaked again.
Oh, good.
And then they got to me, and I asked, "Do you have a day pass or do you have a 5-day pass?"
Hell no, nigga! Give me my goddamn pass.
Right. So I had to tell them where to go, and what to do and answer questions. And I did that from 8 a.m. until about 1:45 straight. That line did not slow down that entire time until 1:45, and I was off at 2.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's some bullshit." So I came back Sunday, and I did the same thing. And then the line, it started off heavy at 8, and the line ended somewhere around 12:30. So it wasn't as bad on Sunday.
Yeah.
And they actually gave me a break. Said, "Oh, okay." I said, "What, 15 minutes?" Said, "Oh, take 45." Bet. I came back in an hour. So,
oh wow,
being as black as possible, you know. But overall, the experience, what I like to tell, and what I told my family. Oh, by the way, I was supposed to do it Monday too, and I just kind of skipped. I was like, I'm tired. Fuck that. But the overall experience for DragonCon, in spite of the fact that the lines were ridiculous, and in spite of the fact there were tons of people, and in spite of the fact that some of those people didn't smell particularly fresh, was that it was just a fun time, and there was no malice towards anyone. Nobody had an attitude. There were some instances where some stuff would get messed up with the badge pickup, but everybody was pretty cool with it, and it was all very complimentary. If you saw somebody in a cosplay that you liked, "Oh, can I take a picture?" and everybody was open to taking pictures and sharing, and it was such a real nice vibe that I would like to have enjoyed it, but I was so fucking tired after I was working and I went straight home, except for that I went out with Rod and Amayou afterwards, and I was extra tired from that shit too. And there was a point where all the black cosplayers took a picture as well, which I
thought that was really cool.
That was very powerful. I have to say that at the 10-year-old me who used to go to 7-Elevens and get comic books, and I would have to put them in paper bags so I wouldn't get teased, I was really excited about. Wow, nice face, Amayou. I was really excited about that, and just the entire vibe of the thing. It was good to see, you know, especially in the world today. It was good to see that we evolved to a place where everybody was accepted, and this was everybody's safe space. And one of my bucket list things was to go to DragonCon. Now, I didn't get a chance to enjoy it like I wanted, because next year I'm just gonna fucking pay and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I had the experience of volunteering.
I saw the online the little impromptu dance, the sinners dance where they did the little circle and stuff. That looked like fun.
Everybody who was there who had cosplays as a character from Sinners, they did that little circle line.
And there were a lot of those. I was surprised. There were a lot of Sinners cosplay.
I wanted to be one of the Sinners cosplayers.
It was like about 30 Marys, and
it was funny how many white people cosplayed as Sinners characters, and I was like, oh, okay, that was progressive. That was nice.
Yeah, it was different.
But Rod, you were there just strictly as a guest. Well, I'm sure your experience was far different from mine.
Well, I went back and looked at my Fitbit, and my Fitbit was smoking that whole weekend. Because, listen, I think I walked probably about 7 miles between Friday and Saturday. And on Friday, I burned about 4,000 calories.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Saturday, I burned like 3,700, I think. So I went into America's Mart, and just for people who are unfamiliar with DragonCon, the main things are over the major 4 hotels downtown in Atlanta. And all of the vendors are in one building. They're in America's Mart. There's 4 floors in America's Mart.
Oh, wow.
All right. You have to get there early if you want to actually get in to get stuff, because the line is going to be wrapped around the block to get in. Once you get in, they've got 4 floors of vendors, artists, all of the stuff they like. People selling stuff. They're all in that building. And so when I went in there to the artist section, I thought about Mike actually, and I was like, Mike Freestyle Comics needs to get a table here next year, definitely. So
we absolutely want to.
You got to
trying to keep up with all these shows and the application process and stuff. I always miss DragonCon.
Hey, listen, get that one first this time. I promise you're gonna want to be there.
Please, Mike, for real.
And I walked every floor. I walked through every aisle on every floor. So that's why I know the steps piled up. Because I just wanted to see what was there. And,
Yeah.
you know, wearing the T-shirt, I got a lot of compliments on the T-shirt, and I got a lot of chances to tell people about our show. So that was good. So next year, we all got to be there, and we all got to wear shirts.
So you know what, Mike? You need to be there, and we need to be there too. Let's be real honest about that, because that would go a long way towards establishing all of our brands.
DragonCon and DreamCon are the shows I'm going for next year first.
Yeah, I got it now. I got to make a DreamCon. I heard about DreamCon.
Where is DreamCon?
Houston.
Oh, okay. So Amayou, because you actually had volunteered for the blood drive, right?
Yes. So this was either my 11th or 12th year going to DragonCon. I don't remember because COVID happened, and I don't know, the years don't quite add up. But this year, this was the first time I decided to only volunteer for the blood drive. So with that, you only had to do about either 4 or 5 hours. And you could do like 1 hour one day, 1 hour another day, and 1 hour another day. So that made it much easier for me. So I did 1 hour one day and like 2 another, and all that good stuff. And also they do encourage you to dress up and stuff too. So like you don't have to, if you're unable to like get a ticket, one thing you can do is volunteer for the blood drive, and they always like set record numbers, and you get an exclusive DragonCon blood donor T-shirt that they have an exclusive one every year. And so that's like one of my things. I get my blood donor shirt every year, even if I don't go to DragonCon for some reason. If I got something else going on, I will still be there. Also, you got to make sure you get your ribbons. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Yeah, the ribbon collection is real.
You got to get your ribbons, okay? You see the ribbons? You got to collect.
Yeah, I got my one and only ribbon because Amayou pretty much tackled somebody and got it for me.
Because I was like, you got to do it. It's a thing.
She also made me take a picture with the TARDIS and a couple of people impersonating cosplaying as doctors.
You have to do that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's always a good time. Like I said, I like to cosplay. I really wish there was some type of group where like people who like to design cosplays but don't want to wear them, and people who want to wear them but don't design them could get together. If that's a thing, someone please add me, because that's what I would like to do.
That sounds like something you need to start.
All right then.
I think that probably the cosplay track would be a good place to probably get that going. I didn't get a chance to look through everything in that track, but I'm almost certain they got to have something like that. If not, then there you go.
Yeah, that
sounds like an awesome idea.
And like the guy said, like DragonCon is one of the most welcoming, accepting events. Okay, like you ain't got to be 36, 24, 36 to be your Wonder Woman. Okay, you might.
It helps though.
Is those the right number? Anyway, yeah, it does.
36, 24, 36. That sounds like a BBL.
No, isn't that what Sir Mix-a-Lot or somebody said? I don't know.
No, that's
the point is all bodies are welcome. Okay.
Let me shut up.
Okay, just come out, have a good time, nerd out, enjoy your panels.
Nerd it out.
And party.
Nerd out.
Oh my God.
Pause.
Oh wow.
Oh God.
So Amayou, it sounds like what you're talking about. Think about your ideas like a cosplay model. Like somebody would design a costume for a model, and they would wear that.
Amayou trying to get somebody to make her costume for her is basically what she's trying to do.
What?
Huh? What?
You keep talking over me. I'm just saying, I think it would, just having people come together. Also, that photo shoot that you all are talking about, there's a group called Black Geeks of DragonCon. They have actually 2 shoots. One of them is like a Wakanda one, and the other one is the big major one, always on Sunday, always at the Hilton on those steps. And if you go to that group and you happen to join, you can see the progress of how small the group was initially, a couple hundred, to now it's thousands, and it's overfilling the steps.
Yeah.
and I've been in a few of them. I didn't really do it this time. I just got some footage because I wasn't in my cosplay today. But look at it; it's just amazing. You got Wonder Woman, you got Glinda, Elphaba, you got my girl Renee as Riri back there with the whole get up on. It's a good time. So if you haven't ever experienced it, I would urge you to get out there and have a good time. Wendell Gates said Brick House. And,
Yeah.
I guess that's where the numbers came
36, 24, 36. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Mix-a-Lot was like only 5'3".
36. What a winning hand.
You know?
That's how the song goes.
Yes,
I keep telling y'all about Nicole, man. Y'all sleeping.
You know what? Nicole sits back in the cut. This should give you a little something. You just be like, whoa, okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and take the break that we're supposed to take. And when we come back, we'll talk about something. I don't know.
I got something.
Oh. Okay. So, super producer Mel, after these messages, we'll be right back.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
The Cuzzin Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuzzin.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in due fall.
Hi, we're back. Once again, we're the Grumpy Old Nerds. I'm Uncle John. Over there is Uncle Rod. Up there's Uncle Percy. Over there is Auntie Nicole. And, of course, there's Cuzzin Amayou on my head. So, Cuzzin Amayou, you had something?
Oh, y'all. Okay. Remember when I said I was going to see Run? The Black Alien movie.
Oh yeah, right. yeah.
Right.
And we all were like, why? But go ahead.
Take a deep breath.
Come on.
You ran out the
theater,
theater, right?
Come on, girl. You got it. Come on.
It was kind of horrible.
Yeah. You could tell that from the trailer, man.
What a surprise.
No, but I just wanted to support it. And I was like, why am I here?
And good for you for supporting it.
And I didn't leave out
You did a good thing.
I didn't leave out though.
Wait, how many people were in the theater with you?
I don't know, probably 3, 4.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well.
So what was the basic premise of it?
Aliens come, people are trapped in a cabin, and they try to figure out a way to escape. Isn't
one of the guys from what's the name of that band?
Marcus B2 from Immature.
Yeah.
He was in it.
That was your first clue.
Okay.
Let me tell you a good part though.
Wasn't the cabin?
I feel like Erica Mena, if y'all know who she is, she's a reality star. She actually, I think, did a pretty decent job at acting in that movie.
Okay.
She was the breakout star, if I will say there had to be one. It was Erica Mena from Love and Hip Hop New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't the cabin from The Blackening?
It was not. However, I also would like to follow up with Blackening is now streaming on your platform. So feel free to watch that again.
A much better film, by the way.
I actually love it. I love The Blackening.
The Blackening was fantastic. Funny as hell.
I'm gonna stream it.
So what would you give Love Erica? Okay. What would you give Run?
Out of 10?
Out of my 5 bags of popcorn.
Out of your 5 bags of popcorn.
That's even worse odds.
I
would give him a kernel.
Three kernels of popcorn.
God damn, 3 kernels? Not even a whole bag?
Even one bag. It's not even a bag. That's like the shit at the bottom that didn't pop.
Halfway popped.
Oh my
so
God.
Okay, so we don't have much time, but what was bad about it? Was it the acting? Was it the special effects? Was it the plot? Was it the writing?
The story.
Was it everything I just mentioned?
It started off with all of the above. It started off with a canceled wedding.
Okay. And
then they decide that, we're going to go to the cabin. We're going to have us a little girls' weekend. Yeah, it didn't need to happen. And then, let me tell you, one of the ways of defeating the aliens is you put your light up to them, and that's gonna get the aliens. Your phone light.
What is it supposed to do to them? Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it.
So let me ask you. You know how they sat there and said that the aliens. Who was it? The guy recently said the aliens were black that he saw when he was up there. So were they black or?
They were still greenish.
Oh, okay.
Like forest green.
Yes, they said that aliens are black, by the way. But anyway, go ahead.
Nothing you've said makes it sound like this film would be watchable by any stretch of the imagination.
Just instead rewatch The Blackening on
yes.
local.
I love that movie.
All right, so we have exactly 1 minute before Mel starts playing that whack ass music. Uncle Percy, real quick, anything?
Go watch The Highest to the Lowest. That's the Spike Lee movie. It's actually pretty good. I enjoy myself. I actually went to the theater to see it. It's on, I think it's on Netflix, but
it's not on Netflix. It's on Apple TV.
It's on Apple TV. So yeah, let's talk about that next week. Auntie Nicole, real quick.
I found out that James Earl Jones, by the way, said Claudine is one of his favorite things that he's ever done in his life. Just
James Earl Jones. You mean your daddy?
Yes.
No, Rick Jones is your daddy.
Rick James
is your daddy.
Not my daddy.
Cuzzin Amayou, real quick.
I'm going to be watching Love is Blind France because that's out right now. So, I love me a little reality show. So I'll update y'all on that next week.
We know. Uncle Rod.
Any of you millennial pro wrestling fans, AJ Lee has returned. Looking better than ever.
All right.
Returned to the WWE.
We'd like to thank Uncle Mike Watson for coming by and regaling us with stories of independent comic creativity. Please check out Hot Shot and all of the comics in the Freestyle Comics line. Uncle DJay, we miss you. Hope you be back soon. For Uncle Percy, Auntie Nicole, Cuzzin Amayou, Uncle Rod, super producer Mel, and myself, Uncle John. Thank you for joining us. We're here every Thursday around this time with that whack-ass music. Thank you, and night-night.